Hey, what's up guys, Marco here. Today we're going to be breaking down Travis Scott's 3500. Hope you enjoyed the video. 3500 is the third track on Travis Scott's debut studio album, Rodeo. This track was produced mostly by Boomin, Zaytoven, Ritter, and mixing from Mike Dean. 3500 might be one of Travis Scott's best instrumentals to date, having some elite production behind it and being the second official single for Rodeo made hype for the album grow so much. But I don't know how many of you know this, but 3500 wasn't actually intended for Rodeo. At first it was a Kanye West song, supposed to be released on his now scrapped album, So Help Me God. The song was named being chill at first, and you can still find some demos of it on either SoundCloud or I think on YouTube. The name of the song itself was about a $3,500 jacket that Kim had gotten for North. But in the end, even though the song was actually intended for Travis, I'm kinda glad that Kanye gave it to him, because I mean, it really fits the whole Rodeo team and just brought the album to another level. So yeah, with that being said, let's move on to the breakdown itself. So first of all, we're going to drag our song onto the track, and then we're going to right click on this little arrow, then select Detect Tempo. And as you can see, our BPM has automatically changed to 124 beats per minute. Moving on, first we're going to remake this intro section. Okay, so first of all we're going to start with our main instrument, which plays pretty much throughout the whole song. For these bells, I think I found an identical preset. If not, I mean, it's really similar. But I don't know, cause it sounds very close not to be the original preset. But I don't know, yeah, who knows. So the preset that I'm talking about is this Bell 8 preset from Xenology Pro, where I've had this parametric EQ2 to get rid of some unwanted highs. Next off, we're going to move on to a second pair of bells. Here I've gone with two presets actually, the first one named Childlike, which has a really sparkly like sound effect, and the second one named Tinklebell, which accentuates some of the highs. Moving on, we're going to have a really cool piano solo. Okay, so for this piano I've gone with this really dark, grand American piano, where I've added this Valhalla vintage verb for some spaciness, this EQ to modify the frequencies and to make the piano sound a bit more muffled, and an Arch retro color for some distortion, digital harshness and higher tone adjustments. Okay, moving on, now we're going to add an organ. For this organ I've gone with two presets, and one of the best VSTs for some exceptional organs is Triton Extreme. Here I've gone with this new Jazz Organ 1 preset, where I've turned off the rotary speaker to make the organ more stable, and the second preset, CX Jazz Organ 1, where I've kept the rotary speaker on. Next off, in the mixer I've added a lot of effects, but most importantly I've added some Arch retro color, vinyl and parametric EQ2. Next off, we're going to add a singular string section, more specifically this big soft strings preset from Xpand, where I've added some vintage verb and low pass filter. Okay, moving on, now we're going to add a harp. Here I've layered two presets again, the first one which is this simple harp preset, and the second one which is this hard harp preset, both from Xpand. And moving on, in the mixer I've added some fruity low filter for some muffle, a nice tone retro color for a lot more muffle, distortion and digital sound effects, and a parametric EQ2 for some readjustments in the middle frequencies. Okay, now the last element of this intro is going to be this open hat build-up. Here I use this Boomin open hat, which I don't think is identical, but I mean, it's pretty similar, so I guess it works. Okay, so everything all together. Okay, moving on to what I think it's the highlight of this song, this deep menacing bass. I probably spent the most time getting this bass right on this breakdown, which was actually not that easy. I mean, the tricky part about getting this bass right is that you need to get both the high frequencies in place to have that soy effect, while also keeping them in place, not picking above the sound barrier and making those weird like having click noise and... I think you know what I mean. And to be fair, that takes a lot of mixing. Like, trust me when I say this, I mean a lot of mixing. So, to show you a small portion of the process, I started with this preset in 0, which already had some mixing going over, after which I did tune both waveforms by 10 to widen the bass and to make it more anthemic, after which I did an unexplainable amount of distortion, camel crusher, sound goodizer, paramet kiketsu, multi-band compression and god knows what. I also layered the bass with a really filtered 808 to make it, I mean, more punchy like in the original song, without making it clash with the bass itself. Okay, so we've got the intro, we've got the bass, let's move on to the song itself. So first things first, we're going to add some new bells. As you've heard, that bell preset sounds, I mean, pretty unique. And I know I recognize it from somewhere, but I didn't quite know from where. At first I thought that it was something from Purity, then Nexus, then Omnisphere, Expand, and I basically went through every VST I have without actually finding it. But then I remembered that Zaytoven had production credits on this song, and it hit me. It was actually the Zaytoven bell, and I actually had it in my drum kit. So in the end I spent a couple of hours trying to get the right preset, while I had it the whole time. So yeah, don't make the same mistake as me. Okay, moving on, now we're going to remake the drums, and as always I have all of the nickel stems. So first of all we're going to start with this basic trap hi-hat with a basic 2-step. Okay, moving on, we have an identical clap. Okay, following up with the identical kick, more specifically the rack kick. Okay, moving on to the 808. Here I actually have the two identical 808s used for this song. This one a bit more distorted, which is used later in the song, and this classic Metro Boomin 808. The thing is, the 808 from the song itself doesn't really resemble the Metro Boomin 808. I mean, the one from the song has a way harder punch and is more saturated, and it seemed to me that the first one was layered as a punch effect on the second one, so that's what I also did. But, I don't know, I might be wrong though. So, yeah, anyways. And you also have a second pattern. Okay, we're pretty much done with the drums. Now we're going to add these goofy BWB vocals, which are going to pitch down by 4 semitones. Okay, we're nearing the end of this breakdown, so let's just quicken up the pace. Now we're going to add the piano, which plays occasionally during the song, and we actually have an identical preset, that being the synthetic piano preset from Nexus with the delay and reverb turned off. Okay, moving on. During the next hook, the bass layer with an 808, more specifically the distorted 808 that I was speaking of before. Also, towards the end of the hook, a new snare build-up is introduced, which I remade using this identical snare layered like this. Okay, moving on. The last thing that I'm gonna show you is going to be the following hook, where some new guitars are introduced. Okay, so moving on to the first guitar, where I use this Greater Foundation preset from Apple Metal Eclipse, where I've adjusted some frequencies and I've added some reverb and distortion. Next off, I've added this Leap Wall lead from Expand, where I've added a whole lot of effect. But most importantly, I've added such Retro Color and this Power Matic Q2. And now for the final instance, another guitar, again from Expand, named Overdrive Guitar, playing the same note as last time, but also having some more chorus added. I also want to mention again that I didn't make the whole song, cause it's almost 8 minutes long, and the only things left to add are pretty much some tempo automation and jumps on the outro, which I don't really think they are necessary to reconstruct. So with this, the breakdown is ready. So here's the final result.